Hi.
Hi everyone. Yeah, you're quiet.
Am I quiet? Am I too quiet? Am I too quiet?
There you go.
It's
Hi,
quiet.
Lemon.
It's too quiet. Hi, Lemon. Why did I say Lemon? Hi, Ray. Ray, did you sleep any since the last time? We are back. Oh, you missed school. That's not good.
Oh, what's your tablet gonna be? Oh, that'd be fun.
Which language? Ray? You're having a discussion with Melon. I'm having a discussion with Ray. This works. Because if it's English, you can kind of count this in as your time on language. Oh, German. Deutsch.
Hopefully that's not too hard to animate. I like how we're continuing this.
I know, right? You're still talking to Melon. I'm talking to Ray. We got this under control. The good news, Ray, what's your home language? What's your native tongue? So English, you have an advantage with German because you know English, but your hard step was going to English from Mongolian and Kazakh, because those are both so it's the languages are in families, and like German is in the same family as English. Like Mongolian and say Japanese are in the same family, even though they're not the same language, they're in the same family. So it's really hard. Like for me, I had to learn Japanese, and that was really hard. Hey, Brent. So you've got an advantage to German because you learned English. That helps a whole lot. Mongolian's a cool language. Kind of want to learn Mongolian someday. Now that I've learned Japanese, it's a little easier for me to... Oh, well, that's a bummer. It'll come back, though. If you were to go back, it would come back to you. When I talk to Japanese people, my Japanese comes back. It's been 10 years since I was in Japan. No, it's been longer than that, hasn't it? Yeah, it's almost been 15 years. Wow. Feeling a little sad now. I miss Japan. You're like, I'm burned out on languages. That's fair. I'm okay with that. Sometimes you're just done. Sometimes you're just done. I've been thinking about like I want to learn. Oh, we all do. Sometimes there will be a word that is better in Japanese than it is in English. Like I feel like for example, there are a number of words in Japanese that I feel like are better than English. Natsukashi is a better word than nostalgic, I feel like. Because natsukashi, the Japanese word, means like nostalgia, but it can also mean happy nostalgia. And I feel like in English, nostalgia always sort of melancholy and sad. My wife speaks 4 languages and she usually gets them tangled up all the time. She will get them all kinds of confused. And since I don't speak some of the languages she speaks, it's very hard. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. You've gotten lost somewhere. Make some coffee.
So, how are you doing this evening?
I'm okay. Like, I feel like I don't know. I mean, I'm looking forward to going to bed tonight. So I woke up. I went to bed last night after deciding to skip show. I went to bed, and then I got up. Or I got up at. Well, I didn't actually like go to sleep until almost midnight anyway, and that was very frustrating because the whole point was to try to get some extra sleep. And so I was like, well, I skipped the show so that I could get better sleep, and then I couldn't sleep. I kept tossing and turning, and
It's probably because you missed the show.
right, like I've messed up my pattern. But yeah,
Yeah, Black Rifle coffee is very smooth melon, but I've heard it the caffeine really sneaks up on you. So
I'm into this plan. So yeah, then I went to sleep, and then I woke up at 2:30, about 2:30. I just could not go back to sleep. Because sometimes I'll get up, and I know that if I get up, that's it. You know what I mean? Like, so I laid in the bed and I stayed there. Like, I really worked hard. And I find the irony behind this panel very funny.
Oof. That sucks, Donald.
Oh no. Oh, Tim Tams.
Tim Tams.
Man, Tim Tams are dangerous. They make Tim Tams that are like dark chocolate. Oh yeah. Wait. I gotta scroll back up. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, like the irony behind this panel is not lost on me.
Yeah.
This entire thing is because Mike can't sleep. She's got insomnia. And so this entire thing. Oh, by the way, I have a female character named Mike in this comic that was created in 2000. Right? 18 years before Mike Burnham in Star Trek. I'm just saying.
Hi, your computer is on the floor of Dad's office.
Oh, hey, that looks good.
Have a mangled but still perfectly tasty cookie.
I get a mangled but perfectly good cookie.
There you go.
Oh, these are good. Not mine, my child's.
That's the oat flour version. They didn't turn out as pretty, and that one was one of the
Least prettiest. Oh man.
Sort of fell apart as I was taking it off the cookie sheet.
Melon, we try not to say my kid's name on air, but my wife forgets.
I'm really bad at remembering. Oh. Yeah, I could have been saying Guy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Guy, your PC is on the floor.
Right?
How do you do that?
This is so low resolution. Someday I'm going to have to redraw all of these.
So today has been a very productive art day.
Oh, that's good.
So.
I have no idea.
I have no idea what to do for this page because this is my rough draft and it was all writing, so it's purely me taking what I was writing and trying to turn it into art.
Oh yeah. We should equalize though.
Yeah.
I'll go down here.
So how was Peppa doing this morning?
Bad Japanese cliches. I love that Mike.
The nerdy kid with the nosebleed.
What about the nerdy kid with the nosebleed? Oh yeah, there you go. That's a cliche, definitely. Hip hip cliche. Hip hip cliche. Speaking of nerdy, Mike starts quoting Shakespeare, and I actually put like the verse that she's quoting in there. It was particularly funny.
Yeah. So I just felt like you should put more of that word instead of just be. Just put more letters of the word that is.
Oh, okay. Oh, Mariah, I went back to the early ones, and I just went ahead and like redid the text. Like this Kazat has always been hard to read, and so I put the white in the center core, so it's easier to read and stuff like that. It's always been that way. And then these guys here, it took most of the first one or first show this morning to do, but I just redid them. So I'm at least using my font in here, which I think is the right size too. I like that it's 5.5 and 5 point out.
Right. That's why I said make it bigger, because it took me a second to remember that was the joke, even though I've read the joke before, because it was so small and I had such a hard time reading it. So figuring out a way to increase the size of that little sign.
Now, I need to go to bed. I really need to go to bed. It's so beautiful today.
What are you doing? I'm reading the news. The screen is blank. Well, I'm waiting 45 seconds for my 30-second advertisement to load so I can watch a 5-minute video about a 2-minute subject. Couldn't you just read the article? Who has time for that anymore?
What makes me so mad is you can't.
Yeah, I know, right? This is before they stop making you, or before they stop allowing you to read the articles. This is particularly bad when you go to bed after your wife does and she's asleep, and you're like, I want to hear this video, but I want to hear what they're saying, but I can't play the video because if I do, it's just going to blast. She's going to wake up and yell at me and kill me.
And it will. I've done it several times.
Right? You're really into the killing me thing. It's really kind of annoying.
This isn't actually Guy. This is just a clone at this point.
It's one of the various clones. It's like Paranoia. Did you ever play Paranoia?
I want to.
That was, yeah, because we played it.
I've heard
back
stories.
junior high. It's just so wrong. Good game. It just makes me mad. All these are so low res. You can see it when we zoom in like this. It's so sad.
Well, this is also before you really. Well, this is also like what, almost 20 years ago.
Well, this one's 2004 or 14, so not so long ago. These
Still,
are only 10 years old.
Yeah,
Nope.
it's amazing how much you've learned since then.
Right? I mean, you're not wrong. I'm not upset. I'm sad because I know that I really ought to go through here and redraw these guys at some point. You know what I mean? Like, I really need to go in here and just fix some of these. And just redraw them. I think really the reason I'm mad is I keep frickin' everything, but did not keep the masters for this. I literally have sketches that I made in 1986, but somehow did not keep the masters for this. And that's what really gets me. Because the masters are on 11 by 17s. And so all I need to do, if I had them anymore, is just scan them back in again. And we could just, we'd have to redo the text, but that's not a big deal. Here they go again. You're way too cool a truck core.
Huh?
Trucks.
Oh.
I'm making jokes about the trucks.
The traffic that like zooms past my wall.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm making fun of. Because that makes total sense. Good night, love.
God, I hope I actually talked about the Ark. I think I did. I'm about 90% certain I mentioned it at some point. Should go back in and just make sure.
Right now you got to go check. All right, we'll save that page, and that should put us out of there. Another Valentine's Day. I feel alone. I don't know if it helps, but St. Valentine was beaten with stones, and when that didn't kill him, he was beheaded on this day in 269. No, that didn't help. Good old oversharing. Hey TB, guess what day it is? Wednesday. Hey Donald. That's what TV dreams about. Naturally.
Whoa.
What in the world? What font is this? It's not the right font at all. I don't even know where it came from. What's even weirder is this is the correct font. This is the correct font. That was not the correct font. Like, that was almost like a different font was selected when I came into this page or something. Or when I started that first panel. It's kind of wild. Oh.
Okay, I did mention it. Good. Good. I just found.
You're like, did I just make a plot hole? Did I create a plot hole?
Yeah, because Mammy confronts Brig in issue, I think this is 3. And she said, what do you think of Mr. Sunshine? And Briggs says, who? He goes, what do you mean, who? Mr. Sunshine, the guy you made a deal with to get powers. And Briggs responds, I don't know anyone by that name. And so Mammy steps over and gets like right in her face and looks her straight in the eyes and says, I don't believe you. And then goes, the Ark controls all of the weapons, so you would have had to deal with them and him.
Right. Because I remember this discussion about bringing in Mr. Sunshine at this part of the story a whole long time ago, a million pages ago. I mean, this is like back like a year ago or whatever. Hey, Rage Quitter. Don't quit. How are you doing today? Oh, that'd be funny. It's like my kid. My kid did that. My kid like memorized the PIN number for the bank. And I was like, really? Don't do that. When he was really little, and then he started telling everybody. I was like, really?
I will admit, I was even worse.
Really?
I memorized the passwords to get onto the computers at Staples. At a Staples store.
That's funny.
Because I have an almost photographic memory.
Yep. That's funny. Yeah, it was a. I mean, to be fair, my friend who was over tonight for dinner just asked me if there were words at the beginning of Babylon 5. And I was like, which season? And he was like, I don't know, the first one. And I was like, it was the dawn of the third age of mankind. 10 years after the Earth Minbari Award. So apparently it's I'm like, I could just rattle that out. And he's like, there's no way. It's like, hey man, if it's solid sci-fi, I know it.
I will remember.
I'm gonna call you Rage. Rage. Needless to say, you started a great conversation topic. Thank you very much. That was entertaining. There we go. Like, this guy's not centered. Why are we not centered? I think everybody has like these really weird. It's like my stupid human trick that I always tell people that I've got. I've got this stupid human trick. And my stupid human trick is that I can read just as fast upside down and reversed in a mirror as I can right side up. And that was even funnier because my stepmom didn't believe me. So I picked up a book and turned it upside down, then stuck it in the mirror and started reading it. And she's and it's a sad thing. It's because I had dyslexia as a kid, and they didn't want to help me. So instead, I just in my head started making pictures of all the words. And since I'm an artist, I can turn any picture in my head upside down or reverse it. So that's my one stupid human trick, is that I can read upside down and reversed in a mirror just as fast as I can read right side up. The drawback is I can only read as fast as I can speak in my head. So I don't read particularly fast because everything's going through my visual processor instead of going through, like everybody else's, their language node in their brain. Chainsaw Man collab, says Melon.
Oh, nice. So she's been playing a gacha game called Nike, I believe is what the name of that game is. Anyways, it's Nike is what people are calling the butt gacha.
Oh yeah, the butt gacha.
The butt gacha, because all of the action of the game occurs behind the person and slightly low, so camera up.
Gotcha. This is not to be confused with the butts go burr when you shoot. I can see why people think you're hacked. Doesn't surprise me. I think it's funny when people underestimate gamers. I'm like, gamers are gamers, though. You know, it's like they got skills. They're like, oh yeah, well, I didn't think that they had that particular skill. And I'm like, Gamers, gamers, man.
Yeah.
Like, don't underestimate gamers. I mean, like, my favorite games are Sims, right? SimCity and Sims 4 and stuff like that, and Kerbal and things like that. But
Man,
we were
I
playing.
would still be playing The Sims if they hadn't completely screwed up that one, the last Sims game they
Sims
ever
4?
produced.
Yeah.
Is that the one where they made it online only?
Oh no, that's
Hmm.
SimCity. Yeah, they blew up SimCity. So that's why
Yeah.
I play City Skylines now. City Skylines is so awesome and so much better than SimCity, which is a shame because I've been a staunch SimCity player since 92 or 93, you know? And so like the days of Sim Ant, you know? Like, and I'm so
Sim-
mad that they kicked me out because that's exactly what they did.
Yeah. Sim Earth was so good
Oh,
back in
Sim
the day,
Earth.
but it was so hard.
It really was. Yeah, it's actually kind of funny because like I play all of these games, you know, Sim City and all those things, and then people see me out on playing Borderlands, and they're like, "Huh?" And you know, I'm out there kicking butt, blowing stuff up, and I grew up playing Doom, you know,
Yeah.
Quake, Doom, all of those things. So
Duke
like
Nukem
Duke
3D.
Nukem. Oh man, Duke Nukem was wrong. I love that so very much. Duke Nukem was such a twisted game. And the truth of the matter is, at this point in time, it's gotten to the point where I don't like to play those anymore because I'm bored of them. You know, first person shooters,
Oh, and also, too, a game like Duke Nukem is problems. It's a problem game for this day and age.
also true. But yeah, it's why I get a kick out of this. Melon, you're saying you do all these things, and I'm like, don't have any question to that at all. I have absolute faith that you do that. That's fine. Because like, you're a gamer. And I know not all gamers are awesome at everything, but still, I don't make the assumption. You know? I had a phase of my life where I was really into dating sims. So I'm actually pretty good at dating sims. And it's like, whoa, that's weird. It was a long time ago when I was into dating sims. And mostly it was because of Sakura Taisen, to be fair. Because steam powered mechs. Now we're into the ones that were drawn locally, I think. That's not really harder to deal with.
I think
Me too.
I think some of these people come in to troll my chat,
Mhm.
and then when we have like legitimate conversations about it, they're like, "Oh, he's not playing."
I think so too. We've had a couple of them drop in like that.
I can't get a rise out of these guys.
My mom used to do that all the time. I learned from her, sadly, because she would put her, because she was a businesswoman in the 80s, her phone number was out with her name, and people would call all the time and troll her. And she just was really, really good at deflecting that stuff.
Yeah.
And so she would, and the way she would do it is exactly like, but it was really strange to have her all of a sudden saying really strange things, like suddenly, she answers the phone and suddenly it's like, slightly sexually charged things, and you're like, what? The what? And it's because the guy was trolling her.
Yeah. Also, know in the morning, part of the reason why I come in, but I don't. One, I'm too busy in the morning to do the morning show. But I always try to watch my chat so that if there's a problem, I'm there to, kick
Kind of
out.
jump on it.
So that's why you've been seeing me in the morning.
Always appreciated. You're not required to be here. I mean, like, the only thing I'm ever worried about is once we start gathering up speed, like, I'm going to be gone week after next, while I go to see what my sister's, what's going on in my sister's universe, sort of thing. So I don't know how much I'll be able to. Oh, that was easy. Look how easy that one is. I don't know how much I'll be able to do. I'll try to be on. I'm assuming that my sister will, like have other things to do with her life while I'm there. So I might spin up my phone and set my phone there and log in, and then draw on my Surface and do what you do.
That's fine. Yeah.
But I don't want to promise that. Because I know the second I promise that, then it's going to be, I had no chance of ever being here.
Yeah, but it's one of those where it's like, I'm here watching.
Yeah, you don't want me to be alone if we're getting trolled.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Same goes for you. I don't want you to be alone if you're getting trolled too. I know you can handle it just fine, but still no reason to leave you alone.
Yep. Come on. Out.
Don't do whatever you're doing. This is where the name of the book comes from, is this set of strips right here.
Oh?
Yeah. So, future TB comes back to tell TB to stop the auto payment that on this bill that he's been auto paying since 2005 and forgotten about it, and that's why he's always broke. And so, but the problem, of course, is it costs money to go back in time. So TB didn't go back to 2005 to stop him. He went back to 2015 because it cost too much money to go back to 2005. And so, like, what are we going to do? He's like, well, I've got a great idea. So he goes back he says, stop the auto payment now. And so he does. And then he jumps back like 5 more years and tells us to stop the auto payment there. And then he jumps back 5 more years and tells us to stop the auto payment there. And then, like,
he's slowly building up the cash.
Right? Because as the auto payment stops and he gets the money to go further back in time. And then the last one, he's like, wow, nice use of a paradox. Thanks. And that's where the name of the book comes from. Which I think is a great title for a book. Nice use of a paradox. Especially for a book full of robots. I mean, really. Geeky science robots that are just fun. This desperately needs to be fixed. Ugh.
And then our mutual friend Bishamo right now.
Oh, we're gonna get a
So
cur-
he's in Mexico.
Oh yeah, I've seen pictures. He like lost his hairband and he's okay with it. I saw that. I was like, that's
Yeah.
funny.
He's in Mexico right now, and there was some tourists not in his part, in another part, that got abducted. So now I'm worried about him. He's like, it's safer here than it is in downtown Denver. But it's that whole TV, everybody, panic because this thing just happened.
Yeah. Availability bias. That's what that's called. Stop putting periods in. Your whole job was to kill all those stupid periods. I want water. I think I'm going to go downstairs and get water in a second.
I haven't heard the cup getting knocked over.
I'm not even sure it's out. There we go. Because of that auto payment, we can't afford to go any further back in time than this. There we go. Less word salad. The original one was a little weird. So what's the important message? Huh? Oh, right. Oh, man. That's funny.
Cocaine Shark. Oh, God.
Cocaine Bear was popular, so. We were just talking about you and your lack of cup.
Oh, did he finally knock the cup over?
I don't know. He just walked into the room, though.
Oh.
Yeah, we were just talking about you. We were like, hi. How are you? You're very in my face.
He's like in the camera, too. There's like one little cross-cut corner.
Weirdo.
Hmm.
In time with a TH. Should have put a Y in there.
THYNE. Why? Because we can.
Mm-hmm. So, one of those freaky things that I still don't exactly know how it happened, but I know the theme to the Howdy Doody show, and I don't think I've ever seen it. Which,
It's howdy doody time.
yeah, that's the one,
It's howdy doody time.
right? And Dad, at one point in time, Dad was a big Howdy Doody fan when he was a kid. And so one day I was just wandering through, and Dad had gotten his Howdy Doody doll out, and had shadow boxed it because my dad was into framing, and that's what he did. And so I started singing the song, and he looked at me, he's like, "You never watched that with me. How do you know the theme?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I think this is like 1995, so before the days of YouTube, And so
I have never seen the show, but I know my parents used to sing it.
that must be,
Time to time.
must have been that. Is the only thing I can think of is that they sang it. You know what I mean? Like, because Dad had this moment of, now wait a minute, if you've never seen it, how do you know the theme song?
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like I said, this is long before the days of YouTube, so you couldn't just YouTube it. And I mean, really, honestly, I used to watch Discovery Channel all the time. It's entirely plausible that,
Did you see my comic about the Discovery Channel?
yes,
From
it's
7
true.
The sad part is it holds up 7 years later.
Right?
I need to take a break from this. That's what my brain is telling me.
I'm a plugin. This is me a plugging along. Going through and killing off periods. Apparently is my job today.
Well, I've also done like 3 other pages today, so
You can take a break.
yes.
It's absolutely acceptable.
I had one friend that was like, "You need to work on the next chapter. You're doing too much of this filler stuff." I'm like, "I'm really not."
Ah, wrong color. I gotta admit, you talk about programs and getting really addicted to it, like the things that programs do. I love the right mouse click select for color. Oh my god, that is something I am so addicted to with Clip Studio.
Yeah.
Like being able to just right mouse click and select the white around to this edge here, and then just tap in like that, and then just zap it in. Oh. It's so good. Okay, I need water. I'm drying up over here. I'll go get water in just a second. because I can clear this page. Just one more page. Dies of thirst. This is a good thing I'm not an actual sim, because I'd probably have killed myself off somehow.
It's like dying of thirst while watching a man drown.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right.
All right. Have my water. Hang on. I'm back in the saddle.
Back in the saddle again. Oh, did you see the Spock toy I sent you?
No. Did you
I
send?
checked on Facebook.
My phone's been particularly explodey today, so I may have missed all kinds of stuff. So forgive me. It's going to be like this until tomorrow night. We are all banding together and helping out our buddy's wife as we get
That's
to
cool.
the funeral and stuff like that. So there's an entire thread of people divvying out jobs and making sure that she doesn't have to freak out. And it said something to the effect of, this is the way all of us should operate from now on for all of these. We should all just band together, help each other out.
Yeah.
Till it's, because this isn't the last one. I wish it was, but it's not.
Yeah.
This is the first.
And I feel for you.
Well, I appreciate it. It's been really weirdly rough. Like, I was having this problem trying to think up what to say tomorrow, because I'm going to get up there and the way that this is set up is all the extroverts get up and speak. That's the way that our group has decided this is happening. This is the way this goes down. The introverts stay seated and the extroverts go up and talk. And that's the divvying of that chore. Which is fine, because like all of us extroverts are like, well, okay, it's cool.
Yeah.
And all the introverts are like, oh, thank God. So I've been trying to think of what to say, and it's like I'm drawing a blank on stories. And I know that part of it is because I'm still in shock. And my brain is not letting me think of him in general. I'm like, there is no way that this guy made zero impact on my life. I mean, come on, So it's totally because my brain just doesn't want to process it. It doesn't want to go through it. It doesn't want to mess with it.
Which means he had a huge impact on you.
Yeah. Well, I know that intellectually, obviously. But I'm like, it's just so weird. It's
Oh, I also sent you a comic that feels like it's totally George.
Uh-oh.
That's also on your Facebook.
I'll get to it in a sec. I try not to open my Facebook when I'm shared screen.
Yeah.
Avoid it.
No, I get you.
Because I don't mind you reading over my shoulder, but my friends might mind it. Oh, yeah. Kotobuki is Bishojo's officer. I hate to say that I'm actually interested, but I'm actually interested.
Bishojo Mr. Spot.
Yeah, the thing is, that uniform is actually correct. Which means a Trekkie did it. Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. I could definitely have that statue. That's a pretty cool statue. It's not any more exploitative than the actual outfits were to begin with. Right. This is my wife and George. The cat's even black.
Yeah.
Better.
And moves the cat and brushes her teeth and combs her ears and then moves the cat.
Mm-hmm. So the in the way too much information category, there have been some interesting knockoffs of the female uniform, the female dress, miniskirt uniform from Star Trek. And so it's always nice whenever somebody does it right. And you can tell because there's a series of seams that go across the front of the uniform. It's got panels that come from the badge, from the insignia. And that's why I was like, that Bishojo model actually has that. Which is cool.
I'm tired this evening.
Yeah, me too. I'm in a few minutes. I'm going to actually go ahead and take my melatonin, so that the slow down process to a stop will have a jump start, because it takes me about an hour after I take it to finally slow down. So I figure if I take it in just a little bit, just a few minutes, then it'll start taking effect at about 12:30 instead of taking effect at 1. Which is all right. We're just plugging along here. Got work to do. Next Tuesday, if you are so inclined, we're going to meet at our normal location and Oi Bob and Shauna are going to do a little seminar on action lines.
Interesting.
Because I suck at them. I'm just saying. That's okay. But we're going to practice some action lines. We're going to practice stuff like that. It should be a lot of fun. And then I've got to prep to go to frickin' San Antonio, which I can tell you right now, I have almost zero interest in actually doing. I actually love hanging out with my sister. She is a lot of fun. Going through my dad's crap and trying to figure out what I want to keep and what I don't want to do. And dealing with my sister who is irate. Also don't want to deal with it. Love hanging out with my sister. At some point, the battle plan is that we will do a summer trip and go to the East Coast. She wants to go to the battlefields, like Gettysburg and stuff like that. My goal is to hit the Smithsonian and get my picture taken with the Gray Lady, because the Gray Lady now resides in the Smithsonian. They've just recently reopened her so that she's back out in the Air and Space Museum like she's supposed to be. And then go to Ticonderoga, New York, where they have a recreation of the sets of Star Trek, and currently the shuttlecraft Galileo at this moment. And so that would be really cool. And then head to like New York and go on to the aircraft carrier Intrepid, where the shuttlecraft Enterprise is, the Space Shuttle Enterprise. And then, whatever else the rest of the family wants to do. I don't care. Totally have priorities. All I've ever really wanted to do is, so Troy of Geek Tank, Troy went his wife's parents live in upstate New York, and so he got to go to Ticonderoga, and there's a picture of him sitting on the bridge, in Kirk's chair, and I'm like, how did he manage to pull that off before me? like all offended.
What's happening here? What dimension are we in?
Right? What kind of strange witchery is going on? Wait, did I? Yeah. Okay. No, you don't need to do this way. Dang it. I still love this one. It's the day that H.R. Giger died. I just love TV making all of the Giger-esque stuff on the panel. There is a definite evolution I'm noticing, though. We've gone from strictly black and white to black and white, but using my textures in the background. So now we're on black and white with textures. That's interesting.
So you're getting more complex.
Yeah, I'm evolving. I'm evolving.
And you're trying new things out.
It's pretty cool. It's always cool to see growth and change, even if it's in your own work. Like, I like to see growth and change in your work, but I also like to see growth and change in mine.
Oh, I have a dad level pun for you.
Okay. I mean, is it like a Donald level, dad level?
Probably.
Sweet.
According to Greek mythology, Chiron was half horse, half human doctor. This made him the centaur for disease control.
That's awesome. I was thinking about this, and I think tomorrow at the funeral, I should tell a politely off-color religious joke. JD was a trickster, and I think he would really appreciate that I told kind of a naughty joke in a church, because that would have been something he would have appreciated. And I can open with that. Yeah, nothing bad, but maybe like a priest, a rabbi, and an atheist all walk into a bar. You think one of them would have seen it first, and then say, JD he liked stuff that he was a trickster. He would have enjoyed the fact that I walked into a church and told a joke about priests and rabbis.
Yes.
That was his thing. He was into it. Hey, Melon, you're back. where you went.
And she's booping.
Yep.
She's getting her boop on.
You're just lurking. Lurky. This is me being political right here. In download area, the comic you're downloading will be completed in 25 minutes because the artist could not afford to match the offer by Disney. Yep.
God, it would be hard to pull off, but it would be funny to do particularly an old style joke where the file is getting smaller and smaller to download, but the time it's taking is getting longer and longer and longer.
Right.
Because that was something from way back.
Yeah, but this is when we were fighting for net neutrality,
Yeah.
and they were talking
Oh.
about the FCC was talking about going, nah, we're just going to let it go because we believe in free market.
And we're still fighting net neutrality.
Yeah. What could possibly go wrong? So yeah, this is the one color picture because this is supposed to be a future comic, which I think is interesting because actually the current comics look pretty close to that. I mean, it's not bad at all. I think it's interesting that I've always known the TB was yellow, but I didn't realize that I have always just known that RC was blue, like it's just kind of cool. Because this is 2014's version of Springs, right? So that's
Mhm.
yellow and blue, and like the background is kind of a rusty red like Mars. And if we were to save this and go and look at like what it looks like, I mean, like it's rusty red like Mars. Like I actually didn't do a bad job of anticipating what my comic would look like down the road. So, hey Ray, welcome back. You've probably been lurking too, but you've been lurking with coffee, so there's that. Sometimes you just need coffee. I've got water, because if I drink coffee now,
Yeah.
I will not sleep.
Sleep is for the weak.
Yerp, that's me. The week, that is. Net neutrality. I still worry about that.
As well you should.
Mm-hmm. I like my net neutral. I'm having a weird argument with somebody the other day about, the operating of free market and how the way that cars are headed towards this ability to lock them down is a prime example of communism. I was like, that's free market. Literally free market. How did you get to communism? Here's the comic. This morning I had said that I don't know where the humans are in Springs. I said I know that there are humans because there was a comic that says danger humans ahead because the gag. They have no idea of communism. Yeah, Ray, I think you probably got a better idea of what communism is than most of the people here. Depending on how old you are. I think free market could probably work just fine, but it needs better controls than it has. That's just theory. I think all of them can run just fine. I think you can even have a decent operating communism. It has to be run correctly. Oh yeah. And Marxism is a fascinating thing. So it's like I'm not 100% sure. You know, some of the ideas are interesting, very interesting. I am routinely fascinated by things like that. I'm not in charge, so it doesn't matter what I think.
Yeah.
For TV. So what genre are you going to write in TV? Oh, no, I'm not going to write genre. I don't want to write that weird stuff. It's funny because the comic strips are all based on tropes. And almost all of them are like taking these tropes and reusing them. And so you can kind of see which trope is being used. This is weird. The fourth panel is like 10 pixels lower than the rest of the panels. That's really strange. Is it offset? Might be offset.
It seems
Oh, it's 10
very
pixels lower there
specific.
too. Weird. Why did it drop?
Were you trying something different at that time?
Because that entire panel dropped. That was weird. I don't know. I think that just might have been an error somewhere along the line.
Oh, I am out of steam.
Yeah, we got 15 minutes. So we're almost back.
Tomorrow's gonna be a long day. Tomorrow's gonna be a long, long day. Some of these are really cute sight gags and would have been, I don't know. I feel like I'm doing them a disservice because the art is really not as good as it is now, you know? Like, you can't clearly see what's going on here. I think it's probably operable, but still. Oh, it was good to have you here, Ray. I hope to see you again at some point. Please
Yes.
join us. We'll be back tomorrow morning. You can join us there too. I also promised not to talk a whole lot about politics. I keep doing that because otherwise Kane will kill me.
I'm just saying.
Right? Stay out of the politics.
Especially electric cars.
It's good to have you, my friend. We'll see you later. Someone was, it was Bob. I went through and put this in, and Bob was on here, and he was like, I'm all impressed and awestruck that you managed to pull out the Raven on this one. Quoth the kitty, meh, and nothing.
This Oi Bob.
No. Bob Chase.
Ah.
Which is why I was sad. I'm still sad about that. On the other hand, I did have cookies today, so there's that. Cookies that were made by my beloved wife, who makes good cookies.
There you go.
She is a good cookie smith.
Cookies solve everything.
Cookies really pretty much do. You know? I always liked this particular comic too. This one was good because it's a sight gag. There you go. I always dig that one.
What are they saying in the last panel?
So you're saying it's hot. I hate summer.
Yep.
It's a particle accelerator. It takes an atom, accelerates it to a high speed, and then crashes it into a wall. We look at the pieces here and see how it was made. TV then says, so you're saying it's a kaleidoscope. That's a good dad joke. I understand. All right. Alrighty. Righty. I think I'm going to finish this page and then call it. I think we're at the end of the rope, you and me. For better or for worse.
Yeah.
I don't know if we still have melon or not.
She might be lurking.
Plausibly. I have managed to fall behind on March of Robots again.
How? I thought you caught up earlier today.
I caught up, but then I fell behind. I'm only 2 behind, but I'll be 3 behind tomorrow. So,
I thought I watched you.
I'm up through the
Okay.
6th.
Huh?
I'm up through the 6th, I believe. Let me see. Let me check. Yeah. Shadow was the 6th. And that was my last one here. I have a 7th, but there's nothing there yet. So this is for the 7th, which is the moon. Then today would have been build, and tomorrow will be float.
We all float.
I'll catch back up in the morning. but I don't have it in me to mess with it today.
That's actually pretty. This is a fun drawing.
All right, I'm clearing the stream.
Alrighty.
You can join me tomorrow if you want, and keep drawing. You don't gotta. I'll get it tomorrow, and we'll get back to work. Get back to work. All right. Thanks for joining us, Ray. Thanks for joining us, Melon. Appreciate you guys being here. Donald, I don't even know if you're still here. I hope you are. So, and then, of course, we did have Brent for just a minute or two right up at the beginning of the show. But that's okay. All right. We are heading out of here. See you all in the morning. And as always, keep your eyes on the stars. Bye-bye.
Bye.